it's Jenna Allen with Mental Health Today, and today the subject is relationship trust issues and jealousy. So what I'm starting to do with my channel is I'm starting to expand it a little bit and meet more people, expand my channel, so I'm bringing on more people onto my channel to give not just my perspective, but other people's perspective. So I met a really amazing girl named Jessica today, and I interviewed her about her experience with the subject, her perspective on it, and her advice for you guys. And then after I show you guys her perspective, I'm going to get into my perspective and my experience with it. So please stay tuned, because I think this is going to be a really, really important topic, especially if you're in a relationship or you have trust issues. I mean, I feel like we've all struggled with, you know, like trauma and fear and trust issues and jealousy, and a lot of it comes from insecurities and trauma, right? So I think it's so important to get this message out there, and here is Jessica's story.
What does jealousy and trust issues mean to you? What's your perspective?
So jealousy and trust issues, like they play a part, but they don't play a part in a relationship. Like obviously, like you carry your trauma and your past relationships with you, but you try, like I personally don't try to bring it with me and like, well, this guy did this, or this person did this, so this person's gonna follow.
Yeah.
You know, always have your guard up, but don't let it cloud your judgment of somebody just because this person did this to you doesn't mean that they're gonna cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
This person's gonna cheat on you.
That makes sense. What if you could tell your 15-year-old self, give some advice on even anybody, if you were to give anybody advice on their relationship with jealousy and trust issues, what would you say to them?
I'd definitely say, like, you know, keep your guard up, try your best to understand that person's side of everything. Like, whether it's one of the worst topics or one of the best topics to talk about, it's not easy to be open about your life and be open to ask questions about other people's lives. But you just have to have an open mind and trust that they're not there to hurt you, that they're there to be there for you, with you and for you. And if you can't let them explain their side of things, or, you know, set their own boundaries with things, clearly you guys should just not be together.
No, that makes sense. How has your experience with trust issues and jealousy issues has benefited your current relationship?
So with my trust issues, my biological father was never in my life. My second stepdad wasn't very nice to me or my other sister, and favoritized my youngest sister because I was his daughter. You know, I am now a co-parent. I have a son with somebody else, and now my current boyfriend and I live together. We're sharing a life together. And so being with him makes me fear that, you know, when we are ready to bring our own children into the world, if we so choose, that he will potentially treat my son from the previous relationship completely different. I know, like, I can ask him and be sure that, listen, this is how I feel. Please, like, let me know if this is how it's gonna go, because I need to clearly not be here. And also with that, you know, he's reassured me that everything's fine. With that relationship, he was closed off. And being in a relationship with him, you know, at the beginning of our relationship, we had to set boundaries. We talked about everything. Like, sat down. We didn't write it down, but, you know, hypothetically wrote everything down, what we expected from the relationship. And, like, I can go out, hang out with my girlfriends, hang out with my guy friends, and he's like, hey, have fun. Whereas, like, my ex was never like that. Like, if I went to the bar just for a drink with a girl, he was constantly texting me, where are you? Who are you with? What time are you coming home? You've been there for 30 minutes. What the fuck? Pardon my French.
That's okay. What do you think that jealousy and trust issues is? An insecurity, trauma, or do you think it's both?
I definitely think it's both.
Yeah.
With trauma, the jealousy, like you watch your boyfriend from a previous relationship, or
Yeah.
your girlfriend from a previous relationship, cheat on you, lie to you,
Yeah.
blame you for everything. You know, they, in the back of your mind, you will always have those thoughts. You won't just be like, okay, that was him, no, or her, let's get into the next, and it'll be totally different.
Yeah.
No, those things are still there because you learned from that.
Yeah.
You experienced it. You don't want to go through that again because you're hurt. You're now dealing with the aftermath of what you went through. So now you have to work through it.
Yeah.
And definitely, you know, you have to work through your problems before you hop into another relationship.
Yeah.
Because, like in my experience, I've been abused, I've been cheated on. I didn't work through that drama properly. I never did.
So you think your previous trauma could also affect your new relationship if you don't deal with it? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Like if you don't deal with it appropriately in a healthy way, you know, like talk to somebody, you know, work through it, write down your feelings and stuff. If you don't go through that, go through the steps to heal yourself,
it could affect your...
You'll always have that in the back of your mind. And I mean, it's good to have because it is a good cautionary thing.
For sure. But
you should definitely also keep it in the back of your mind and express your feelings to your new partner. Or, you know, hey, I've been through this. Let's not do that. Move forward from that. And you know, when you start seeing your new partner doing kind of like not the same things, you know, you see something that you don't really like, you gotta make sure you ask them about it. You have to have an open relationship where you can just go, hey babe, this is bothering me, can you tell me what's going on? Sit down and talk about it. Instead of letting it just sit there and brew, and then you're, you know, one thing after another, it freaking pops off, and you guys are screaming and yelling at each other, slamming doors, and it's just, then it becomes toxic and unhealthy. Because you didn't get out what you needed to say, but you also have yourself to blame because you didn't get out.
Exactly. Like, what kind of advice would you give somebody that is jumping into a new relationship and has trust issues, but they're just slowly getting over them? Like, what would you think would be really good advice to building a healthy relationship with somebody?
You know, like, definitely expanding your horizon, going to therapy, making sure that your new partner and yourself are comfortable with each other, going and hanging out with the opposite sex or the same sex, going out to the bars or anything, or like even just going out to the mall. You know, like it's definitely talking about a lot of your past relationships, and I mean not talking about how the sex was or you know,
like
you know, I went through this. You know, and I don't want this to happen. So, you know, like being open in a relationship is definitely a lot more beneficial than being closed-minded and closed-door. Right?
Because you know what to expect, right?
And if you constantly sit there, oh, he's going out, or oh, she's going out, she's gonna go and she's gonna be looking at other girls, he's gonna be looking at other girls or other guys or whatever, then you only, like, a part of it, you only have yourself to blame for that, right? You're letting your negative thoughts put something from you.
Put harm on your relationship. So what kind of advice would you give women and men who struggle with insecurities and are scared to open up about their trust issues to their new partner and don't really know how to deal with it?
Well, I've got advice for their new partners. So when I was going through my insecurities with my relationship, and going through my own stuff, my current boyfriend, if I don't feel like talking about it, if I don't feel like, you know, if I do feel like talking about it, we sit down and we have a civil conversation. It's not, you know, I feel feeling this way, and then it turns
Yeah.
into a fight. No, we sit down and we discuss it. Whether we, like, if I don't want to talk about it, he
Yeah.
understands. If he doesn't want to talk about something, I understand it. You don't
Yeah.
keep pushing to talk about it. And you know, for the people with the insecurities, it's okay not to want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's okay if you do want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But make sure you let your partner know, hey, I would
Yeah.
like to talk about this now. Can you
Yeah.
please be open and just let
Yeah.
me speak?
Okay.
And, you know,
Yeah.
just be open.
Open and honest, for sure.
Honest.
For
Like,
sure.
if you don't have honesty in a relationship, like,
You don't have anything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
So now that you've seen Jessica's perspective and her advice, I'm going to give you guys a little bit about my perspective and my thoughts on relationship jealousy issues. It's a very, very common thing, and I think it's so important that, you know, whoever is in a relationship and struggling with this kind of thing, it's so important to like overcome it. And I just want to give you guys like my perspective on this thing, on this subject. So I agree with a lot of the things that she said about this today. And I just want to kind of elaborate on that and give you guys my thoughts on all this. And one of the biggest things I will 100% like give you guys advice on is please be open. Be open in your relationship. Be open about your triggers. Be open about your fears and what you've been through, because if you're starting a new relationship, it's so important to communicate these concerns, because you guys can build each other's trust. And a lot of the times, trust issues and jealousy issues comes from previous broken trust and even insecurities. So the biggest advice I'm going to give you guys today, I'm going to try and make this pretty quick. The video is already past 10 minutes long. I don't want to make it, you know, like a movie, but I just want to, you know, give you guys a little bit of a quick message, you know, and elaborate on everything she said, because everything she said is amazing, and it's agreeable for sure. Like everything she said makes total sense. I myself, you know, we all have struggled with this kind of thing. But I'm going to just give you guys my perspective on it. And for me, like you know, trust issues is a very common thing. It really is. And a lot of people struggle with it. And something that I have learned is that when you rush into a relationship and you jump right in without building that trust, that's usually when trust issues and fighting and jealousy and controlling and it becomes toxic. So instead of rushing into something, even if no matter like how amazing your connection is, you know, it's so important to just get to know that person and build that trust and talk to them, get to know their hobbies, get to know their past, get to know who they are, and build that trust so you can either decide, okay, you know what, we're better off as friends. No, you know what, I could build with this person, I could grow, you know. And one of the biggest things to prevent jealousy and insecurity and trust issues happening again is taking things slow. Get to know them, build a friendship first, build that trust. Trust doesn't just happen overnight. It's earned. And if you see red flags, if you see things that you don't think are going to add value to your life, then you're either going to end up making an amazing friend or having a lifelong partner, or saving yourself from getting into something toxic. And so in this entire situation, you're winning. But when you jump into something, you're gonna risk having trust issues, because that time to earn trust wasn't happening because you just jumped right in, right? So another thing too I want to bring up, and I don't want anyone to take offense to this or think that I'm judging, because I'm not. But there has been times where I have seen certain relationships. I'm not putting out names. I'm not getting too personal in here. This is all, my videos are just to help you guys. But I'm not going to name names or anything. I'm just saying certain people I have seen, certain people over time get jealous over watching porn. And the one thing I want to make a valid point on is it's no different than watching a movie with sex in it. And I think it's so important to be aware of your thoughts and be aware of your overthinking, your doubt, and your insecurities, and realizing, okay, well, if this person like really didn't love me, they wouldn't be with me. And the thing is when you're insecure, you tend to think the worst of everything. You over worry, you overthink that they're going to cheat, you accuse them, and it just becomes a vicious cycle. And it is so important to just be aware of your own mind and your own thoughts that you create in your head, and understanding, just like Jessica said, understanding that just because you had a bad experience with somebody else doesn't mean the next person's going to, hurt you. And I think a lot of the times when we have similar relationships, the reason that we get into more than one toxic relationship is because we keep making the same mistake, because we keep jumping into relationships. We keep going over the top and like jumping right in without taking things slow and earning trust, which is why you'll see a majority of couples have these trust issues, because they probably felt an instant connection and jumped right in without having that time to build a trustful, loyal relationship with each other. And I've learned that too. Like it's hard. Like it's hard when you feel a connection and you just, when you're in love, you just, you lose yourself. You tend to just like do rational things and jump in without even thinking about it. And that's how we get ourselves in these bad situations. And so the first step to overcoming this trust issue and these insecurities is taking a step back and establishing your goals, your values, what you want, establishing your own self and trusting yourself, building a healthy relationship with yourself, and taking that time to get to know somebody. Because when you take that time, you're learning about them, you're seeing what their goals are, you're seeing what their values are, and you're realizing, okay, I'm either going to end up in a great relationship with this person, or I'm going to end up saving myself from getting into a bad relationship. And the key to breaking this cycle of dating the same person with the same traits is breaking that cycle and being strict about it and saying, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to get to know this person. I'm going to build trust. And that's how you overcome it, honestly, because you're either going to meet the love of your life, or you're going to prevent yourself from getting into something bad again, right? So, that's pretty much all I really have on this subject today. But I really, really hope that me and Jessica kind of gave you guys a little bit of insight on this. And if you are someone that is single and not fully able to trust people, take that time for yourself right now and go to therapy and talk to somebody. Overcome these trust issues within yourself, because once you're ready, once you overcome it, you will be able to have these goals and have the tools to build a better relationship. And I think that is really the key, is taking time for yourself and learning about yourself and taking time building trust with people, right? And understanding that just because you were with a couple bad people doesn't mean everyone's bad. And, we all struggle with trust issues. It's a very, very common thing. It's not easy. And you know what? Sometimes it can make you more cautious. So that's one benefit of having a little bit of a wall up, is you are protecting yourself, but find a balance. Don't do it to the point where you're going to, shut everybody out and then you miss on someone great. Just, learn about yourself and have a balance and be aware of your thoughts. And and all these things that you struggle with. And I'm sure once you do that, you will be off to a healthier relationship with yourself or anybody else. So that's all I have for you guys today. And next week, I will be talking about why men don't open up. I will be interviewing a few people on that, just to give you guys a little bit more than just my perspective on this. So yeah, I will see you guys next week on Mental Health Today. Bye.